I know within 30 days, about a month, we had hit 30 new students, which is, amazing because that's like, so much more growth over a short time span. Like we had never had a 30 student spurt for years. We never really encounter new students or growth during those times. So for us to have encountered, 30 students in the summer, I mean, that's amazing. And now we're getting ready to go into the peak of the season, which is August. So, I mean, it's like the sky is the limit. So it's been incredible.
All right, Mr. Brandon, I'm so excited to have you here today. Can you just introduce yourself and your school for me?
Yes, I'm Brandon Anderson, CEO and founder of BGA School of Music, located in Richmond, Virginia, where we teach music lessons. Piano, drums, guitar, voice, dance, and we've been in existence for 15 years, going on 16 in January. And, it's a passion. Music has always been something that I love to do. My teachers, we love music, and we just love what we've kind of had the opportunity to build and create here in Richmond, Virginia. And we are so excited to have discovered Seven Figure Dojo, just a few months ago. And
awesome. We're so glad you're with us. I know you've had some really big wins here. Can you tell us a little bit about where you were at when you first came to us? What were you struggling with? And then where were you at student count and revenue wise?
Yes, well, for years and years, we always had this goal to get to 100 students, and, maybe around year 10 or so, we finally hit the mark and we were excited, and of course, after that, you're kind of like, okay, well, what's the next thing, and we really wanted to get past that. But for about 5 years or so, we kind of were just, kind of stuck at 100, sometimes it'd be 95, 102, 90, 107. But, we tried what we usually do. We do our signs, we do some, Facebook ads, we do word of mouth. And, it just seemed like we were just kind of at a standstill. And so it's kind of funny. I was at a drive-thru at the bank just on my phone, and I saw something come across, about music marketing or marketing for academies. And usually sometimes you click it, sometimes you don't. A lot of times I don't because I know you got to fill out the information, but they were kind of taking a while. So I said, hey, why not? And I'm so glad I did. So I clicked and I started filling it out. And then sure enough, Daniel texted me and we set up a phone call. And it's kind of funny because after our first call, I was like, okay, well, what does it involve? He was like, well, I'll tell you on the next call. I was like, okay, but what's involved? He was like, I'll tell you, you got to set up the next appointment. And so we got the next appointment, and literally that was around June. We talked, or middle of June. We started about mid-June, literally. It's about August the 1st right now. So within 30 days, about a month, we had hit 30 new students, which is, amazing because that's like, so much more growth over a short time span. Like we had never had a 30 student spurt for years. And so I'm just so thankful that we discovered Seven Figure Dojo because, in the summertime, we had just kind of, settled for the peak times, what we call it. We know we're going to get calls in August and September for back to school. People are looking for new things as the season transitions. And we know kind of like around the new year, people are kind of looking for some things. So around the new year into February and March, people will look. But then around May and June, people are like, summertime.
Right.
We never really encounter new students or growth during those times. So for us to have encountered, 30 students in the summer, I mean, that's amazing. And now we're getting ready to go into the peak of the season, which is August. So, I mean, it's like the sky is the limit. So it's been incredible.
That's awesome. That's awesome, sir. What would you say, was it just the marketing or what changed for you when you first got started? What helped to get those 30 students?
Well, I think it was like the system and the teamwork. I saw the ads that the team created, which were really brilliant. It's kind of like these creative cartoon, but they're not cartoons, but it was just really great ads. And you have to really know how to, I guess, do those ads, which we're not experts in that. Combined with technology like AI, the AI factor, which was able to really rebound and get back with our leads that call in faster than we could have, because as you know, we're teaching, and at the end of the day, if we're just tired, we'll call them back the next day. But that technology, that really helped. And just the team always checking on us, saying, okay, how's everything going? How are the ads running for you? Do we need to adjust? It's really just the team being there to support, and just being a part of an infrastructure that has done it before. When Daniel shared the story, the martial arts, academy that kind of catapulted everything in their story, it just gave us hope, like, okay, well, you know, maybe we can try and do this. Sometimes you just need, help.
Yep. Yes, sir.
And so those things have really helped us. Of course, we have support groups that we can be a part of on Facebook, calls, weekly calls. So all of that stuff is helpful.
Awesome. And what would you say to someone who's sitting on the fence considering joining the program?
Wow, I would say get off the fence. Get off the fence, because I'm telling you, while you're sitting on the fence, your academy can be growing. Of course, in life, nothing is guaranteed, but the odds are like, if you, I've heard the saying, if you keep doing the same thing, and getting the same results, something like that, or insanity,
Yep.
I mean, if you keep doing the same thing, and you're getting the same results, you can't expect anything different. So why not try something new, something with a proven track record? Now you have to do your part too. You have to get back with the leads. You have to have something that they want. Once they come in and take, if part of your campaign is a free lesson, once they come, they have to enjoy the experience to sign up. But, if you have done your part and that connects with, the marketing company, what they're doing, I mean, success is inevitable. So,
Awesome. And tell us why you believe 7FD is the best.
wow. I mean, again, an old saying says the proof is in the pudding. I mean, 30 students in 30 days, and I think we're probably headed more now to like 35 or 40. And that's on what I call the off season. But what I've learned is, as long as you have the right marketing, there doesn't have to be an off season. The sky's the limit. So I think that Seven Figure Dojo is the best because they're tried and true. They took it from a model that worked from the ground up, from an academy that they had, and they decided to help other academies. So it wasn't something that didn't have any success or didn't have any proof, or they had been through it, and so they could take another academy through it. And so that's why I think it's the best.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Absolutely.
I can't wait for the next 100 students for you, sir.
Oh yes, I'm telling you, I cannot wait either. We're excited. The students, I mean, and just this, what we do, we love music, and a lot of the newer students, they're just so glad they found us, and they're just excited to be there, and they're learning and they're growing, and they're looking forward to their first recital. So it's a great thing.
Yes, I'm so happy and excited for you. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me.